What is up, fellow adventure hunters? As always, it's your boy Az and your girl Molly.
Hello.
And today we're just doing a bit of a quick catch-up, bit of a recap as to where we're at the moment. Bit of a Q&A as well. So, first off, I'd like to talk about how we went last year.
Okay.
What do you reckon was your favourite explore from last year?
Oh, you should have warned me about this.
I'm trying to remember where we went last
I
year.
know. I only started doing it last year.
Yeah.
So my life has changed a lot from prior to meeting you to every free weekend we're doing something.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's good.
Trying to think what was one of the bigger ones we did last year. Oh, I know what my favourite was.
Yeah.
But we're talking about yours first, aren't we?
No, I can't think of mine at the moment.
Okay, so my favourite explore last year was the place that was nicknamed Epworth.
I had a feeling you'd say that one.
Because that place was epic and it had everything. Like, it was industrial, it was clean, it had running water and electricity. Okay, guys, sorry about that. We're actually inside an old homestead and my phone just died whilst recording us, so that's a bit odd.
Yes, you'll see that.
Yeah.
Old stuff. Oh, you can't see. Do you want to move it?
Excuse me. There's an old stove behind us and everything. We thought that this was the perfect setting to film a bit of a Q&A today and everything like that. We do often get asked what's our favourite explore or what's the best explore to do in the areas we've been to.
We've been everywhere though.
Yeah, there's a lot more places to go.
Yeah, we need to go further out. I've noticed. Okay, no, there are fun ones for me. The old farm style ones, like that. Oh, you know the farm one.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know what we call it.
The one with the Humber Super Snipe out the back.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm big on when there's a lot of stuff. Yeah, when it's empty and clean, I'm like, yeah, okay. But there's not as much to look at. I like the ones full of stuff. Doesn't matter what stuff.
Yeah. And that place had tons of stuff in it. They even had books in there from the 1920s.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh. Yes, they did. Might be a place we revisit.
Yeah. Well, that is getting demoed, isn't it?
I believe so, yeah, because it's along
a certain road that's going to be.
Yeah, I believe that along that road, a lot of the properties were bought out because the government's actually doing a high pressure gas pipeline through there. Whether that's for residential reasons or not, who knows? But they bought out a lot of farmland there, and a lot of stuff's just lying there, completely decrepit.
Yeah, well, that house has been abandoned a while.
Yeah, since the early 2000s was the most recent date I saw on anything in there, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, we also get asked a whole bunch of questions, so we're going to address them as best we can. One of the questions we get asked is, why was this an exterior-only explore? Very good question. Now, the reason for that is sometimes you'll go to a place that you can explore externally, but if you were to open one of the doors, an alarm will go off, and that just ruins the whole thing. So
that's when it's trespassing.
Yeah, exactly. So while trespassing is a thing for any place you go into, mind you, where we are right now, you're actually perfectly legally allowed to check out. We're actually here for a band and breakfast. So they do Devonshire tea. I think they do coffee as well.
Yeah,
and cakes and scones and everything.
Old homestead, old style, everything.
Yeah, Nyarimalang, old homestead. And we're inside one of the smaller buildings on the homestead, which I think was for the farmers. Because there's a lot of farm machinery and horse carts and everything around, which is really cool. We've shown you that on our Instagram as well the first time we came here. But yeah, exterior only explores. I'll try not to go on too many tangents today, guys. Exterior explores happen because, just to state an example, that 100-year-old mansion we went to, if you haven't seen that video, you really should check it out. It's a beautiful home. To us, we're the kind of urbexers that will only go into a place if we know we can get in. If we have to break in, not interested. Okay? Especially when it's a 100-year-old home that is absolutely gorgeous. I'm not breaking into that. That's disrespectful and stupid, you know? So you just don't. Other questions we've been asked is, what would you say are your top 3 explores to do in Melbourne or the Melbourne area? And that one's really hard to answer.
We see new ones on every drive we do.
Yeah, and it's really hard to answer that. But if I was to pick my top 3 from Melbourne, I'd say a couple of them are no longer doable. So let's put it this way: the top 3 that we have done, and then maybe we can give you ones that you should do. Yeah. Okay. So my top 3 from Melbourne are obviously ones that I've done, mind you, because there's a few that for security is very hard to do. My personal top 3, you've got Bradmill. 100%. Bradmill is epic. You need to see it if you get the opportunity. I know it's a work site at the moment, so it might not be doable. So I'm saying check it out if you can, but if it looks like it's too hard basket, don't even try. I got in well before they started works on the place, which is sad because I think they're going to bulldoze it. Second,
apartments, I read.
Yeah.
More
just
apartments.
Sucks, doesn't it? And you're just off the highway. It's going to be stinky. It's going to be loud. Not my thing. Second favourite Explorer I've ever done. And this is, again, before I even met Molly, which is sad because I would have loved to take her here. Eden on the Park. Was a former COVID quarantine hotel. And there was a room there that if you see the video, it was entirely filled with pillows. And I jumped into it backwards and just fell into this pile of pillows.
This is my favorite room.
I think so. It's a fucking bounce house. It was so much fun. I'd have to say my third best pick for Melbourne area explores. Yeah, I'm just going to say it. The abandoned aged care. The one we went to with the the Frightened Explorer.
I think if I go by my favourites, I'm more the possibly haunted ones. That's my area of fun.
Yeah.
Not so much yours, but it definitely, if you tell me it's 100+ years old, I'm like, oh, maybe it's haunted.
Yeah.
And yeah, they're definitely my favourite ones. Doesn't matter what it is. Like that one we just did at the inn.
Yeah.
That's, yeah. And yeah, the aged care ones, I'm pretty sure every aged care is haunted.
Oh, yeah.
Whether they're still in operation or not. And hospitals.
All right.
Yeah.
So we also get asked, why do you do this?
It's beautiful.
It's beautiful. It's fun.
It is.
Feels a bit taboo. And there's a bit of an adrenaline rush to it. Yeah, I guess that pretty much answers that question.
And the stories.
Yeah.
When you don't know the stories, but you try and work it out. It's like a mystery and still you'll never know.
Yeah.
But we'll talk about it for hours afterwards. And it's like, I wonder if this happened and then this and then this. Like, wouldn't that be cool? And
yeah.
It's not just we go there and we go home and that's it.
That's actually a very good point. Basically, when you go into an abandoned place and you find evidence of what led to it being abandoned, and I pray that people find those answers while they're in a place, because when they go home and research a place and it isn't that way, that's when it's bad and you lose sleep. But typically, if you go to a place and you find evidence of what might have happened there, it can lead you to believe, okay, the house was foreclosed on, or there was a history of drug abuse, a split up family, and the guy just bailed or something. That's a place we're going to visit at some stage, actually. Did you see my eyebrows just then? They went, No. Like way up.
But it just reminds me of the Adam Sandler. Just go with it. The lady.
Oh, yeah. Boing. Yeah. Just trying to think of what else we get asked. Oh, yes. We have been asked recently, how did you and Molly meet? We met through Facebook.
I'm pretty sure everyone does.
Yeah.
But yes, it's when we both decided, I'm not looking for anybody. And there you were.
We were both ready to give up on finding someone, and then, hey, here she is. And what initially sort of sparked conversation and whatnot is I had a picture taken of me in black and white inside the Melbourne Rope Works, which I'm going to be honest with you guys, it's up there in like my top 5 explores in Melbourne, but it's currently being worked on, so you've really got to be picky about when you go there. One time we nearly got caught. That was the time I took Molly there, and we barely saw any of it, which is a pity because that place is epic.
I don't think we even posted that.
No, we didn't.
It was so short.
Yeah. But yeah, there was a picture of me sitting in the chill chair, and anyone who's serious about urbex knows what a chill chair is.
I've never sat in one though.
Yeah, good fun. I was sitting there, looked cute, might delete later, that sort of thing. And I posted it on this page for single people.
Single page.
Yeah, and I said, trying to look hot, how'd I do? Or something like that. And yeah, she commented, we started talking, caught up for coffee, and yeah, really just went from there.
Yeah. Just felt like I knew you before I met you.
Yeah. And now we just do crazy stuff every second weekend. Sometimes every weekend.
Yeah. Golden Roads.
Oh, Golden Roads are epic.
Yep.
Yeah.
Often we don't plan what we're doing. We wing it. We detour. A trip to the shop can last 2 hours. Because we've detoured so many times. And
a lot of people ask us as well, how do you find these places? And I tell you what, you get an eye for it. I mean, I'm going to point this out. There are the obvious signs, but there's also the unobvious signs. So what you need to look for, and here's this, graffiti is a big one. Boarded up windows, temp fence, the big one. The big one is temp fence.
And broken windows.
Yeah, broken windows, of course. And it depends on the sort of building too. You want to look for a lack of security cameras, because security cameras make baby Jesus cry. We all know this. But yeah, say for instance a building like the one we're in at the moment that you might see along the side of the road. If you see vintage curtains flapping outside of the window frame, go straight in. It's yours for the day.
But that could also indicate squatters. Trolleys and dodgy sort of curtains that are usually blankets. Squatter sort of activity. So I think they're probably the most scariest thing that I would come across.
Yeah.
That I'd be like, yeah, I'm not going in there.
And guys, we haven't touched on this, but we also get asked, what is the worst experience you've had doing urban exploration? There's two that come to mind.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to mention both. Basically, the first bad experience was when we went to the abandoned die casting place in Springvale. Yeah, and we've basically just told you exactly where that is, but there's a reason for that. And
don't go there.
Don't go there. I said it in the video. Don't go there. There's gang activity there. There's drug deals going down. Recently, there was a shoot up there.
A week after we were there.
So don't go to that one. That was possibly the worst.
Yeah.
The second worst, we went to an abandoned costume hire shop.
I'm glad I didn't see that.
Yeah. Molly didn't see this, thankfully, and that's often why I like to go first. I know it might be a chauvinistic thing for me to go ahead of her, and I do apologise if anyone feels that way.
No, it's not.
But in this instance, I'm very glad I went first because the place was wide open. You could go straight in, no issues. You just had to do a bit of climbing. Not even broken glass or anything. But what I saw still haunts me to this day. I saw a gentleman sat up against some brickwork or something like that, and he had a needle sticking out of his arm. I didn't see his chest rise or fall. But I wasn't looking for long enough, and I wasn't going to find out. Now, a lot of people will be in the comments like, why didn't you check if he was alive or anything? I don't want to know how that person's going to react. Okay? I don't want to know. You got to be careful. Mm-hmm. So that was one of the worst things that ever happened. Now, the best things. What's the best things that's ever happened at an abandoned place?
Oh.
It could be a view, it could be something you saw, could be something you found, could be a story that developed from an abandoned place.
I really like seeing the old inns and houses, and just, they might be so decrepit, paint peeling everywhere. And sometimes that's more appealing than seeing one that's kept in good condition. Like this is in super good condition where we are now. It is in a homestead. But like, which one was it? Like have we posted the one at the pub where we were
a couple days ago?
Yeah.
Have I done that? I haven't done that one yet.
I posted it's a picture of the archway, the cornices, old style stuff. It's totally run down, and for me that's like, wow. Yeah. That
place had an air of eeriness to it, which made it very interesting.
That's what I like. The eeriness, but it looks so beautiful as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How long have you been doing this? So that's a question that's easy for Molly to answer. For me, I'd have to say, I'm probably going on somewhere between 3 and 5 years now. But I'd say in the last 3, I've been way more involved and way more cautious, but way more clued in. Yeah, just in the sense that I now feel like I know what I'm doing, and it's not as hard. You get in, you get out, you're safe.
Yeah, in the beginning I was just following you like a lost puppy because I had no idea. I'd never done it. And now I'm starting to say, Aaron, are you not seeing what I'm seeing?
Yeah. She's super clued in now, which is great because we both get certain feels about where we are and what we're doing, and when those feels hit, we bail. And I tell you what, then this is going to freak a lot of you out. 9 times out of 10, we're out straight before the shit hits the fan. And I'm talking monumental lumps of shit hitting the biggest industrial fan you can get access to.
Like the gang factory.
The gang bullshit. We got out a week before that happened. Security showing up at Epworth.
Yeah,
and the cops. We got out just before. 12s ruined that, by the way.
Yeah.
They set off the fire suppression system while friends of mine were still there. Mind you, they spoke to the police. Everything's all good, so don't worry about that. But yeah, it's just 12s. And I happen to know whose friends these 12s are. I'm not going to say it. You know who you are, and you're a fuckwit. But anyway, let's not get into that. Yeah, so that's pretty much all our Q&A, I believe.
Yeah, nice and short. Yeah.
In the same respect, though, there is one last question we need to answer, and it's, what are your next plans?
The further out, interstate.
Interstate, yep. So I'm going to put the cards on the table now, guys, and I'm going to just reel these off. We are going to be doing a massive New South Wales tour, which is probably going to take us the better part of 2 weeks off work, which I'm very excited for, because I know what annual leave feels like again. I've not known that in years, because Daniel Andrews decided to make it legal to be permanent part-time, which means you are doing full-time hours, but you get none of the benefits. Not even sick leave. No annual leave, nothing. How the fuck did that man sleep at night? Anyway, so just back on topic. New South Wales, there's tons of awesome locations there. And also, while I could list all the ones we're going to in New South Wales, don't want to because that's a dead giveaway. But the biggest trip that we want to do, and also possibly the most sketchy, Vietnam in Western Australia. It's a ghost town, possibly the most notorious ghost town in Australia is Vietnam. Now, Vietnam was formerly a asbestos mining town, and now only one person lives there. One. And I want to go there because it's a ghost town. It's full of abandoned houses and everything. And while it's been completely wiped off the maps and wiped from existence, it still exists and you can drive in. They recommend you don't. There's a documentary where a guy spoke to the asbestos register. Oh, excuse me, I got hiccups. I need to eat. And he parked well outside the town. He was wearing head-to-toe hazmat gear, and walked in about 2 or 3 kilometers. I'm just going to drive in. Should be fine. We have access to respiratory masks and everything like that, so it shouldn't be a drama.
Yeah.
And it's only if you agitate asbestos is it have any damage to you. But while people will be possibly in the comments of this video going, hey, why don't you go into the former asbestos mine? 1, I don't know if it's completely locked up. 2, agitating asbestos, very bad idea. You know why? You get it on your clothing, you have to throw those clothes out. Strip naked, throw them out, shower, get into fresh clothes. That's not a risk that either of us are willing to take. So I hope you guys
I'm just not down to go down a mine.
No. An abandoned mine. Even though that one, the age of it means that it would be entirely safe to go in there, the asbestos factor is so unsafe that it's just not worth it.
Yeah, no, I'm not claustrophobic, but a mine that's not in use or maintained, just no.
Yeah.
I'm out.
But yeah, speaking of ghost towns, we have another one that I'd actually kind of want to suggest that perhaps we have a look at today.
Have we spoke about it?
Yes. Valhalla.
No, that's on the way home.
Oh, is it? Do you reckon we'd get time tomorrow?
If we leave early.
Okay.
But that's being used, isn't it, at the moment?
By Liam Neeson and a film company. Maybe.
So we may not be able to get in, per se.
Is it worth it?
It's on the way home.
Yeah, we'll have a look. But regardless, we are going to go to Valhalla because it is an abandoned town, and I've been told that it is pretty much a ghost town. Yeah. possibly a lot of haunted buildings too. So that just draws me in.
And me.
Mm.
Don't have to ask me.
Now,
twice.
I do need to go through the places I wish to check out, or we wish to check out, because there are some other vintage style towns around. Like there's a old Caltex or Pennzoil petrol station, and it's all wood, and it's barely standing, and it just looks so cool. I want to get a photo of my ute underneath it, my truck. But anyway, we are rapidly running out of time to get up for our Devonshire tea.
Yes.
I'm
getting hungry.
So yeah, we're going to wrap up. But before we do go, if you guys are out this way near Nyaremalang and you want something cool to do, you can actually enter this building perfectly legally. It's wide open. So about Nyaremalang, if you're up this way, you can explore this place. It's very cool. I recommend it more for the chilled out people who don't want a big explore, because it's a very small area. But you've got farming equipment, you've got this room, you've got this house, kitchen, multiple rooms, and a separate toilet.
But it's also furnished.
It's fully furnished, yeah. It looks really cool. So
yeah.
Anyway, we better get going. But thank you very much for watching this video with us today. As always, if you do have any questions or want to check out our merch link, you can find that here at Anomaly Oz on Facebook. You can add Anomaly Oz as a friend and talk to us directly. You can direct message us. You can look at our merch store. You can contact us for ideas you have for merch. We'll make it, unless it's not ridiculous. But one-off shirts could be a thing. It just depends. If there's a market for it, we might put them up and credit whoever came up with the idea as well.
Yeah.
All right, guys. We'll see you in the next video.